Pleasure to be with you this morning, Randy.
Good morning. Why? Ita ihe kayahan. Welcome. Hastel halt. Hello and good morning. We are here broadcasting almost live from Peshastin Pinnacles here at Peshastin. Big shout out to Vinmans this morning. Vinmans and Nick and is it Jeff?
Yep.
At Vinmans. Thank you for the wonderful, wonderful treats.
And what did we have? We had those fruit Danish, I guess.
Fruit Danishes. Yes, they're great. Another shout out to my little digger pig friend, who's generally also with me, Andrew.
Yeah.
One of your students,
That's
actually.
right.
One of your students. Andrew, you're missing a glorious day here. We're here in Peshastin, and one of the reasons we're here, well, there's many reasons. There's stories here. There's stories. There are lessons to be learned from these stories. None of our creation stories come without lessons. And a good geology lesson here, too.
There you go.
So we're going to walk up the trail here.
Good.
Right now we're below the pinnacles, and as they say, you cannot see the mountain when you're on the mountain. So
Yep.
we'll try and make this. Oh, how would I put that? A little more visibly grand.
Well, I mean, the light is perfect. The blue sky. We had that big front come through the other day, man. So things are
And it
cleared
opened up the
perfectly.
sunflowers, the smokachen.
Ah.
So there's the green door. Beyond the green door.
And the green door. Kind of busy for a Wednesday morning. We didn't expect
To have
all sorts of folks to show up here.
didn't think it was going to be Route 66 today. Or, as they say, Route 66.
Get your kicks on Route 66.
Isn't this the perfect?
It is. Oh my gosh.
The arrowleaf balsam. And the sarvice berries. And a dead deer.
Dead deer. So you have taken groups out here regularly.
Stragglers are food.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Where would you like to?
I'm kind of following your lead here, Randy. I mean, we've got a nice shot. Let me zoom in on our profile. Would that be a
That's excellent.
good place to start?
That's king salmon.
King salmon.
Yeah. Yeah. And I see we have a salmon boy.
We have a salmon boy in a yellow sweatshirt for scale here.
Yes.
Yes, he's having a good time. So this, from my world, this is the Chumstick Formation, a bunch of sandstones from 45 million years ago, and that's the story. But from your world, this is a very different.
Yeah, this is pre-chopstick formation. So.
Oh, excuse me. Come on.
I want to interrupt whatever
Oh, we're fine.
We got a
No,
passing
just
lane here,
chatting.
sure.
you're doing. Thank you.
Good morning. You're welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yes. Well, where do we start? We start at the beginning. Where was the beginning? When man, we say in Piscosa people, or Wenatchee people, I'll put it this way, all Indian people, all our native people, we were all experiencing the same problems at about the same time. One of them being we were new to this area. Well, maybe not new, but the ice age was still here. The wall of ice was still here. Mm-hmm. And just up the valley here. Food sources, one of our major food sources, which were the megafauna, had been wiped out by the great floods, the Missoula floods that had come through, the Brett's floods. And the people were starving. And so the Creator, looking at his grand creation here, couldn't allow it to happen. And so decided to figure out a way to feed man who is coming, as we say. And so he sent his emissary, the changer, which in this case was Coyote, Shmiao. Choose the most unlikely person, probably the most universally despised of all the animals. You know, it's kind of like hyena in Africa.
Yeah.
Choose Coyote, Shmiao. Send him to prepare the world for man who is coming, to help feed the people. So Coyote was given a stick, a talking stick. It was a stick of power, called his chlup. And when he commanded, he would slam his stick into the ground, sending vibrations, seismic waves throughout. And he would make his command. Well, he arrived here in this area, not right here, but downriver a little ways, and he summoned the animals, all of the animals, animal people, all the representatives, and they came. And Coyote explained to them, the people, these two-leggeds that walk here, they're starving. And the Creator would like that we figure out a way to feed man and save him. So I have a request of you. Who will step forward to feed man who is coming? Which amongst you? Or maybe all of you? Well, Grizzly Bear just kind of, if this man is so puny and weak, let him starve, and turned around and walked away. Well, nobody's going to argue with Grizzly Bear. He just walked off and left. And Cougar, Sharat, the cougar, he just does his cat thing and stretches and yawns and says, I eat people. Why would I want to feed them? Turns and walks off, tail twitching. One by one, the animals throughout the immediate animal kingdom, they refuse. They all refuse to help. And Coyote's finally standing there, bewildered as to what just happened. What am I going to do? He's so frustrated. And he and his little brother Fox, they proceed to walk south, down along the Columbia River. And they come across other beings who did not arrive. Giant beings like the beaver, Skolau. And he tells Beaver, or Otter first of all, and he tells Otter what the problem is. And Otter is kind of like the rest of his family, the weasel family, the skunks, the wolverines. They're not what you call high on the list of edibles. And, I don't think we can really help you. And, okay, we get it. So Coyote and Fox proceed on down. They come to the Dalles, and there are the beavers who built the dam on Celilo Falls. And of course, they're just too busy to be concerned about this, So Coyote continues on down, farther and farther. Finally, he runs out of river, and he's at the mouth of the Columbia. Mm-hmm. So he just decides, okay, well, give it one last shot. He slams his chlup onto the water, onto the ocean, sends out vibes everywhere. all of a sudden the sea is full of animals coming. The whales, the sea lions, the sea otters, everything is arriving, coming to see what they're being hailed for. What are you commanding us to be here for? So once again, he explains the dire situation of man who is coming. Killer whale goes, they're not. It's really not our concern. This is a land concern. It's like everybody washing their hands of this.
Right.
It's like, call me some other day. And he swims off one by one. The sea lions, the walruses, the sea otters, they all decline. The fish, the sturgeon, the skates, they all decline. So Coyote is just, well, I guess they're going to starve. He turns and he and Fox start to walk away, and they hear this voice. They hear this little voice. We'll help you. We'll help you. And he turns. Who's saying that? And from there in the water, all he sees are these little mouths. We'll help you. The voices are coming from these fish. Itiat. The salmon people. Hanu, Kasu, silver salmon, sockeye salmon, the dog salmon, even the steelhead trout. They're all volunteering, but they're only going to do it. You have to make us a promise. And Coyote's kind of at wit's ends. Okay, what is the promise? You promise us that this man who is coming, that they respect us. That they respect us and they show their respect and they show their thanks by doing a ceremony in our honor. They will honor us every year. And for that sacrifice, they will take the body of the first salmon that they catch and they'll build a ceremony around it. They'll break no bones of the fish, of the salmon. They'll lay him on a bed of cedar and juniper and bring him down to the river and place his body, his bones, back into the river, so that our descendants, our ancestors, our children will know where they come from. They'll know we're being respected. And they will learn these 4 songs, the 4 songs representing the 4 major salmon. You'll learn these songs and you'll sing them in our honor. And Coyote goes, I don't know whether they know how to sing. We'll teach them how to sing. Okay, so up the river Coyote came, the salmon following him all the way up. They go to all the tributaries, to the Willamette, to the white salmon, to the Klickitat. One by one, he opens the doors. He goes up and he introduces himself to the billy goat people, Shweauto. He goes up the rivers, introduces himself to all the people who live up all of the animal people, to tell them, to prepare them for man who is coming. And we will release the salmon to feed everyone. Not just man, everyone will benefit. And so all the way up he comes. He comes to the Dalles. He breaks the dam. He uses his chlup to dismantle and to shatter the dam. And then reduces Beaver in size because Beaver didn't want to cooperate. Reduces him in size to the Beaver we know now. And tells Skolau, from now on, man who is coming will prize your fur. You will be what we would call money. You will be traded, but only for great things. But you'll be valued. And the Beaver thought, okay, well, we're okay with that, big head, Our ego is filled. And so all the way up. Then he comes to the Wenatchee. He comes up the Wenatchee River, and here at Peshastin, you see where it flattens out over there. That's Peshastin. It means where the valley flattens. That's Peshastin. Well, right here on the river, there is a dam, and the dam is blacked up, created a lake behind it. And at the dam, there are, I guess you could call them witches. My grandfather would say 3 hags three witches, and they're birds. They're diving birds. There's loon, ishkwal. There is pawakwat, spear nose, shag. Then the other one is mud hen. Coyote goes and he greets them. Top of the morning, girls, hey? Oh, I'm going to fall over. God is going to get me on this one. And so, what do you want, Coyote? Because everybody remembers Coyote as just being this mangy, sneaky dog. Yeah. Nobody trusts him. Yeah. What do you want? And he said, I come with gifts, he goes, and word. I am making way for man who is coming, preparing this world. And I'm trying to bring the salmon to the people upriver, to feed the people who are starving. Mm-hmm. And they go, so? Well, the salmon can't go beyond your dam, so I need you to break the dam. No way. Get out of here. They're not interested in appeasing Coyote. So Coyote is just frustrated. He walks up, and right below here, if you look down, you see this beautiful white chariot. That's where Coyote parked. And so Coyote sits there, and he's in a quandary again. What do I do? What do I do? Nobody wants to help. There's always an obstacle. I could use my chlep and break it, but they would just rebuild it immediately. So Coyote, sitting there, all of a sudden he hears his voice. We can help you. We can help you. And it's coming from here. And it's the voice of Hamishamish. Hamishamish is mourning dove. And Pulya. I think it was on our last trip out. We stopped down at Peshastin Pinnacles, and there's where Pulya sits, staring at the sky. Well, here's another, what would you say, incarnation of her right here. Wow. And they said that they have basically the key that will unlock this door. Coyote said, well, I'm all ears, okay. And they said, every day, those three witches, they go up the river to gather food, to gather babies, to gather anything they can eat. And during that time, nobody's at the dam. Or no, at that time, one of them stays at the dam. Oh, Coyote goes, well, that's not good. But if we can figure out a way of getting all three of them to go. So Coyote goes, I think I've got it. And the Hamishamish says, you're the transformer. You can turn yourself into whatever you want. And Coyote said, yeah. How about a baby? A baby. So Coyote goes, how is that supposed to help? And work with this. So they go up the river, and just up along the shore of the lake here that was created by their dam, there's cattails and there's reeds growing around. And so they quickly fashion Coyote a little basket boat. Sound familiar? Stick the baby in the boat. Okay, Moses the Coyote is placed in the boat. Coyote shrinks himself down, turns himself into a baby. They place him in the basket, and they push him out into the water. And the basket comes down, and right here at the dam, he floats in. The three witches they're astounded. Look, the Creator has given us what we've always wanted and never been able to have. A baby. And so they're cooing, and they're just so happy they finally got their wish. And Coyote lays there and plays the baby. He plays the fool. But what are we going to do with the baby? We can't take the baby with us when we go up and kill other babies to eat. So what should we do with... Then from the rocks up here, they hear a voice. We can look after the baby. We'll help you. And the three witches turn, and Hamishamish and Pulaya, they're standing there. They want to be the new godmothers, the new babysitters. Mm-hmm. Did you see a cougar behind me or what?
No,
I mean a four-legged one? Okay. They're around, See, there's one climbing the.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's their full path.
You want to
Okay.
photograph the accident?
I guess
So-
they're climbing. All right, so
Anyway, back to. So the Hamishamish, the new babysitters,
yes.
they go down and they oversee Coyote. And so when the witches disappear, the three birds disappear, Coyote turns himself back into Coyote and quickly dismantles with his club, shatters the dam. Well, the witches notice their lake starts going down and they start screaming and coming back immediately. They get back here and want to know what has happened to their dam. Who did this? And Coyote steps out and says, I did it. I tried to be nice, but you wouldn't listen. I tried to be fair. Well, he said, the salmon were going through by the millions and they were returning or they were coming up to their new home. And people were starting to gather to witness this. Human people, two-legged people. And Coyote told them, this is the food for man who is coming. He will not build your dam, he said. And for your treachery, he said, I am changing you. He said, you loon, you the arrogant one, you the proud one, the vain one. He said, I'm giving you this. And he threw her a choker to wear around her neck. And it was made out of dentilium shells. He throws it and it goes around her neck. And Coyote said, but if you go to take too much, it will choke you to death. If you go to try and build your dam again, it will choke you to death. This is a reminder of your treachery. This is a reminder of your evilness, your wickedness. And you, Mudhen, the little sister, I'll go along with anything they do. He said, from this day on, he said, you will be despised by everything. Nobody will want you because you'll live off the bottom of the river, off the ponds. You'll eat mud from this day on. You have no value. Turns her into Mudhen as we know. And you, Poaquet, with your long, beautiful nose, spear nose, he said. He grabbed her by the nose, twists her nose down. You will become Shag, the cormorant.
Oh,
And he said, and threw spots on her back so that everybody will know who you are and of your treachery. And you will no longer be able to spear small, well, she was a killer before. She speared anything, whether it was four-legged or two-legged. And he said, so now go, live out your lives. And then Coyote turned around, and from this area, the rocks started emerging. It was the people, it was the spirit of the salmon rising through to bring man song, to bring man voice. Till this time, people did not know how to sing. And the salmon taught them their songs. And if you look up right there, you'll see salmon with his mouth wide open. And he's not the only one. There's others around here with their mouths open too. If you go on the side of this huge monolith here, there's a great big one, and there's 2 or 3 in that. And so they're all singing. And so this is to honor the salmon people for their sacrifice. And so this place means everything to us. Because why are we here? Why did the Wenatchee people stay here for 12,000 years? What brought them here? The fish. What kept them here? The fish. What is the most important keystone species here? The salmon. What have we learned? That if you dam the rivers, you block the salmon. You block the salmon, the area dies. Look at Douglas County. That's a good example. That's what happens when you have no water. Salmon don't go there, so you don't have this lushness, this greenness. If you can pan over there and see the enchantments. This was brought to you by salmon. This is what makes this area rich. Without salmon, you would have none of this abundance. Without salmon, you would not have the people, the wildlife. And so that's the big lesson that we learn here. You dam the rivers, you dam mankind. Thank you.
Wow. You still got it. You still got it. Oh, God. See how important this place is.
Yes.
I mean, there used to be freaking power lines going right over the top of the damn thing.
Oh, thank you, Mary Marchand, Mary Miller Marchand. She worked for history and archaeology from the Colville tribe. When she came here and saw them putting that in, she raised such a ruckus about it, such a ruckus, that the Colville tribe got into a legal battle over those power lines and told them that this is a traditional cultural property, a TCP of the Wenatchee people. Please remove your shit and get it out of here. That's, SHIIT, and get it out of here. And so they did. But in the process, they destabilized some of the rock here from the pounding. And the face up here slid off. And you see it on the other side when we're around. The whole thing came off. One of the fish heads, one of the fish.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
When they put the lines in or when they took them out?
When they took them out and they started pounding more in.
Just in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Like 2020, they were doing this work. And they damaged one of the heads.
Yes. Everywhere you look, everything is in bloom here. Well, it's starting to, at least.
Yep.
In a week or so, it will all be peeking out.
So just before I forget, you mentioned Mary. Who was Mary?
Mary? Mother Mary?
That was your mother.
That was my mother, yes.
And
When I find myself in times of trouble, Mother Mary comes to me. Yes, this is actually the, what we call this, these are the two of the hero figures that play into this story. Pulia, Hamishmish, and this is Pulia, and that's Hamishmish, the mourning dove, the two babysitters. And now you look up and you can see the salmon.
You sure can. Oh, another one kind of over.
Yes,
over
you'll
yonder.
See it. Yep. And you get a better view of them as you go around.
Mm-hmm.
And actually, when you're up on top, when you get up on top here,
yep,
the king salmon from the other side, he's got an eyeball. He's got an eye socket. Totally round.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's perfect looking.
Huh.
So, and on that side, you can see where it slid off right up here, where it broke off. Maybe not. Maybe we have to go a little farther. But there were salmon up here.
Okay.
And other fish. And there's also, I think that might have been the image of coyote. Coyote was represented, and all of a sudden I don't see coyote when I look around again anymore. And I was thinking maybe it's just me, but I think that might have been actually coyote that slid off.
You're kidding.
Right. So, yeah, we learn tragic lessons with industry.
Well, I'm zooming in right now, Randy, up at the top, and we've got this huge group of folks. How do you feel about that?
Well,
should this be
well, this was one of the things. My mother was trying to get this. We had a chance at one point before she passed away to take control of this property.
Mm-hmm.
The tribe would be the steward of it. And the first thing she wanted to do is get people off from this. She said, how'd you like it if you woke up one day and saw us crawling around on St. Peter's Basilica at the Vatican, or in Mecca, or in Jerusalem? What would you think of us? Not much, probably. Well, guess how we think of you climbing around. This is our Mecca. This is our Jerusalem. This is the beginning of time for us. This marks where it would be like the Garden of Eden. I mean, my God, you took the Garden of Eden and threw a garbage dump in the middle of it. That's what you've done with these poles. Mm-hmm. It's been a hard it's a hard pill to swallow. We're told that we should be thankful for all of the great things like cheap electricity, irrigation. And my mom said, "You mean all those things that make you possible here?" Mm-hmm. Because we were here before them, but it makes it possible for you to be here. She goes, "That's not a really good selling point. It's not a good sales pitch." So, not only that, they put their bloody pitons and stuff in the rock, hammering them in. So you've got these clips and everything hanging around, dangling around, kind of like at Frenchman's Coulee, there at Huelhuelm, Iron Eagle. Huelhuelm Molcanoops. That's the real name, instead of the feathers. Iron Eagle. Because it has something to do with the iron in the stone, the ferrous oxide, that creates this ringing in the rock. Well, we look at that. We go there, and we kind of have to swallow hold back our feelings, because there's people crawling all over it. They're hammering stuff into it. What that does to us and how that makes us feel is just this. We get this cold emptiness in our hearts, and that's much the way we feel here when we look up and we see them playing Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's painful. It hurts, and I wish one day they would mark this off limits. Bugs, we're like bugs.
Well, it's ignorance. It's just, I include myself.
Well, even with education, excuse me, I got stroke brain in my mouth.
Hey man, you are impressive this morning.
You can't teach some people because they're so narcissistic and arrogant. Everything is about them. Everything is about their want, their need, what they desire, personal desires to do. And so you can't teach them lessons because they don't care. They don't have to care. They've grown up entitled, thinking that it's the individual right of a person. So it's not the collective health that we're looking at. Yeah, this hurts. Shall we walk over here? Oh, that's all fenced off, isn't it? My eyes aren't adjusting very well.
No, we can get through. We can get through. So,
I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's part of why you're doing these, is to provide a slight glimmer of hope, I guess, to at least
to educate
make
people,
some of
to inform
folks
people,
like me aware of the significance of some of these places. Oh my goodness! Here we go. Here we go. You let me know if this is too much now, okay?
Oh yeah, you'll hear me barking and screaming. I just want to be able to get a shot of the other side here.
Yep.
Oh, no, we're not going to get it. It might be blocked off.
We got the tractor over here too, but we'll do our best.
Oh, there's some great images here. See, that's what I mean, right there.
Yes. Oh, the rope.
Yeah. Yeah, that's where Coyote was. Okay, I'll follow you.
Yep. Put a hand on my shoulder if you want. Seriously.
I'm not tall enough. Have to grow another neck.
So it was your mother's initial work to get those power lines moved,
Yeah.
or did you have a role in that?
No, I didn't have any role in it.
Okay.
No, it was,
So it's an improvement, but it's still,
yeah, they still, you know, they, it was better than having them come straight down here.
yeah. Well, without even knowing you, the first time I came here 20 years ago, I'm like, I can't believe they have power lines going right up and over these,
Right.
the feature of the park. But that's the least of the concerns.
You know, they didn't value the park then. There was no value in there was no importance. They were just rocks. It's kind of like that Indian cemetery down the road.
Yeah.
They're dead.
Yeah.
We'll put a business right there,
Yeah.
right on the next, 4 feet away.
Hard to be optimistic, isn't it?
No, that's all there is left. That's the only thing left is optimism. I learned one thing in September.
Uh-huh.
Never think that it can't get any worse. Zap. It can get a lot worse. So it's best not to be too pessimistic.
I still want to go in front of you here.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
there's some great stone here.
Did you come here specifically as a younger person?
Yeah, right down here, before the orchards went in, before this orchard went in, and there was good root digging then. And we'd come up here, sit here, and eat our bologna sandwich, just like y'all.
Just like y'all.
Eat my crinkle.
But before the state park even. So
Yeah, oh yeah, there
it
was the
just-
state park is fairly new.
Do you remember some proposal to create a state park and your mother or someone's fighting?
No, that was before. That was before we had voices. Before Sam taught us to sing. We learned a lesson.
Mm-hmm.